British pork belly joint from Tesco. It was like 47 a kilo, so that's pretty damn cheap. Yeah. Salt, white vinegar, cooking wine. I'm gonna wipe down the skin first. Don't want to go too far into it. These bits are gonna burn. Okay, now we're gonna salt the skin and then we're gonna apply the vinegar after that, so that the acidity can conduct some heat or whatever that reason. I have no idea, to be honest, why they put vinegar on. Got some coarse salt here. It's gonna come in useful later when I'm baking this. We're salting the skin to draw out just a little bit more water. Coarse salt doesn't get absorbed by the pork as easily as opposed to like table salt, so it's not going to be or salty. Don't worry about it. Alright, we'll leave this for like 20 minutes. Alright, it's been a while. I'm going to take the salt off and then we're going to get to the baking in the salt mixture that I'm going to prepare in a bit. So I cracked 2 egg whites and I poured some vinegar into it, some white vinegar. Can always add more salt if it gets too runny. Okay. I'm going to preheat the oven to 180 and we're going to probably bake it for like maybe 35 minutes. Alright, I may have put a little bit too much vinegar in, but here's the end product. I preheated the oven. This is a convection oven, so it's going to cook a little bit faster than a conventional oven. And now it's just past 15 or 20 minutes, I think. So I've got about another 10-15 minutes left to go. It smells pretty good. Making some fresh rice. Yes. Alright, it's been 30 minutes and, well, past 30 minutes. This piece of pork is actually a little bit thinner than I wanted, so I'm gonna cook it a little bit less, plus I'm gonna be able to broil it anyways. So I'm gonna take it out and I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, so, interesting. Maybe a little bit too much vinegar, maybe a little bit too much egg. I didn't really use any recipes, so that's what happens. Okay, I'm gonna take this salt crust off and then broil the pork on the skin for the crispy finish. Alright, so this is what it looks like without the crust. Whoa. Doesn't look very appetizing, does it? It will in a bit. So it's back in. I've taken the top crust off and now the skin's just gonna crisp up like crazy up there. 10-20 minutes. I'll just have to see how it looks. Right, the rice is done. Ooh-wee. Alright, so this is how it looks. Slight crisping up of the edges. Decent bubbling. Could have been more maybe. Alright, so I've cut a few pieces up. The pork is a lot fattier than I thought it would be. There's a thicker layer of fat, but to be honest, it's pretty good. And then the skin is pretty crispy. When it comes to the salt base, I actually think I have to be more careful with the use of salt. You see the white salt at the bottom? I feel like that maybe seeps into the pork a little bit, so it's a little bit more salty than I want it to be. But you know, that's why you eat it with rice. Yeah, and the rice is done. I can identify 2 main problems and then maybe a 3rd minor one. First of all, I was first concerned that the vinegar was going to be too much, but then actually the vinegar didn't come through at all. That was fine. The problem is with this pork is that if I'm going to use this specific cut, I need to broil it way longer, but that means I risk burning the skin. This layer of fat, look at that layer of fat, right? That is, I wouldn't say it's not cooked, but it's preventing the skin from becoming like as crispy as possible, because look how thin the skin is versus that. If you go to a Chinese restaurant, that's actually much thicker. It could either be that or just a leaner pig. Yeah. I've seen cooking methods without using this salt baking method, so maybe I'll give that a try. The meat inside is actually perfect, but that's the easiest part, I guess. So yeah, till next time.